Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is what I've been making today. It's an action card, so it's one of my favourite things, and it's a wiper card. I pop that up, my little banner message pops up from behind my big balloon there. Now these are super popular at the moment, they are everywhere. And I made the first version of these that I put on YouTube, and it's one of my earliest videos, so I don't recommend going back and having a look at it because it was pretty rubbish. I had a pretty rubbish camera at the time, and yeah, I've learned a lot since then. But stay with me, I'll show you how I made this one. I have two pieces of pool party cardstock, and what I did was I took a piece of A4 and I chopped it down to 7.5 inches, and I kept the strip that I cut away, and then I trimmed that piece to 5.5 inches, and then I trimmed another piece to 3.5 inches. So those are going to be the two pieces for my card. This is going to be the front, this is going to be the back. And I'm going to score them both at the same place, so I'm going to score them at 1 inch and at 2 inches, and then they're going to go together like that. Okay, so I've scored them like that to save time, and I'm going to turn them around so that they are like that, so that I don't make life too difficult for myself. I want to 3, 2, 1. So that I don't make life too difficult for myself, I want to cover my card before I really get into embellishing it. So I've got 2 pieces of the DSP here, and I have cut one of them, which I think is this one, so that it is 3 and 3/8 of an inch, so it's just under 3.5 inches. And this one was the rest of the piece of paper I had. That one is 3 1/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to trim a piece off the edge here, which is 7/8 of an inch, and then another piece that is 1 inch. I'm going to do the same thing on the other piece, and I want to make sure that they're going in opposite directions because these stars do have a direction to them. Which way have I trimmed those? That's the outer one, that's the inner one. So on this one, I'm going to trim again 7/8 of an inch and 1 inch. So with my liquid adhesive, I'm going to glue down the piece that is, actually have I got the right piece of card here? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Put that on one side. So this is the one I want. Okay, so I'm going to put that down the way. I'm going to put that piece so that it's level with the top of the card and just about level with the crease, with a slight border off to the right there. And then the next piece, And you might be asking yourself, well, why didn't you just put, you might be asking yourself, well, why didn't you just put one whole sheet of paper and cover it all? And the reason why I did it that way is to reduce the bulk on these creases, to make it fold a little bit better, because it is quite important that this card does have nice sharp creases and nice sharp folds. This is a piece of the strip that was trimmed off my piece of card at the start of the process, and I've chopped it down to about the same length as the card, about 5.5 inches. I am going to chop it further as we move along through each step, but I'm just going to taking that corner and I'm just lining it up with the edge of the card, and when I've got a nice straight fold, I'm just burnishing it. So now this is going to be the bit that makes the magic happen, and I'm going to position it about 1/2 inch down from this edge of the card. I think. So I'm using liquid adhesive because if I change my mind, I have a little bit of wiggle time. Okay, so let's see how that's going to work. It's obviously too long, so let's chop a bit off the end. Not too much, because I might want that in a minute. Okay, so that is the closed position, and that is how it is going to pop up. But I want the so now I'm going to come in so about 1.5 inches from the end. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make another fold. So now when I open the card, it pops up and there's a little bit sticking off at that edge. Okay, and that's what I'm going to glue my embellishment to. So I think that is going to be about long enough. I'm just going to stick this down to stop it flapping around. And I'm going to do one more other thing. I'm going to cover that strip with an offcut of this paper so that it'll blend into the background. So I'm going to do quite a lot of die cutting on this card. I've already cut out the intricate balloon shape out of early espresso card, and I've cut the pieces that go behind it, which are these strange shaped things, in Bermuda Bay and Lovely Lipstick, and the basket was in soft suede. I want to cut out as many clouds as I possibly can from Whisper White. So we've got the smaller cloud shapes here. I'm going to take the largest of the clouds and cut out this piece of Whisper White on which I have stamped Love is in the Air in Lovely Lipstick. So I'm going to go away and do all of that, and I will be back shortly. So as you can see, I've been die cutting out lots of shapes with the Up and Away dies. So I've got the hot air balloons in the two sizes, the large and small, and in various colours, and I've got quite a lot of cloud shapes. So I'm going to do some stamping on them right now, and I'm using my stamper artist to help me. So I'm going to begin with some lovely lipstick. I'm just going to ink up my balloon, which I've mounted over here, and I'm just going to press that down onto the grid paper that I've got here. So here I've got a piece of scrap card. By the look of it, it was early espresso, which I've just kept the negative part off, and I'm just going to line that up around the outside of my shape. Now if you haven't got a stamp apparatus or some kind of positioning platform, you can kind of do this the other way. So you would stamp your image first, and then you would take your die and you would line it up. I'll get mine here. You would line it up around that edge there, and you would take that to your cutting machine and you would cut that out. But I'm fortunate in that I do have a big shot, so I'm going to use it. Where's my lovely lipstick ink gone? There it is. And this makes this job just so easy. There's one. And now I've got some soft seafoam ink onto a little cosmetic sponge, and I'm just going to go around the edges of the cloud just to give it a little bit of dimension. Okay, and I'm going to bring back all of the others that I've been doing. So now I can start putting things together. So this is the message that I want to pop up when the card is opened. So do I want that way around or that way around? Which way do I like best? I think I like that way around. So I'm going to stick my little cloud onto my pop-up wiper arm, and I'm just going to check that it's not going to catch anywhere I don't want it to, and that looks pretty good. So then this one, love is in the air. Oops, too much adhesive on the back of that one. That's going to pop on there. And my little heart is going to appear around about there. Love is in the air. And I'm going to put one of the teeny tiny little clouds off on this side here just to finish it off. So I'm being very, very careful to make sure that I'm not fouling anything when the card is closed. Okay, it's not getting in the way of anything, so that when it pops up, it'll do it smoothly. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to go ahead and decorate the rest of the card. So there you go, I've stuck down all of the balloons and the clouds where I want them. So all I need to do now to finish the card is to pop my adhesive along this panel and just carefully close that up. And I'm just going to leave that for the adhesive to set. And there it is, my finished wiper card with my little message popping up. Now, I thought I'd show you this. This was my original rough plan for the card, and as you can see I've written all my measurements on my card so I would remember what they were, and I haven't stuck down that edge. I can just hold it, and if I pull that up, my original plan was to have a balloon popping up, which was why I bent the wiper arm so that it would be kind of coming out this way a little bit. But when I put my large balloon on, I realised that I didn't really have enough room for it, so that's why I changed the design, and also I wanted to get that love is in the air message in there. So that is what it looks like on the inside. Now, as you can see, I couldn't get that balloon any further over that way because it would have been poking out the bottom of the card, and I couldn't get it any further that way because it would have been interfering with the folded part there. So I hope that's helpful for you and hasn't bored you to death. But that is it for today, and I thank you very, very much for joining with me and staying with me to the very bitter end. Hope I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.